Hey everyone, in this video I am comparing these two bicycles that you see right here. This is the Rockrider ST100 and this is the Rockrider ST50. These bikes are very similar, so in this video I'll be showing you the differences and I'll be comparing them so you don't have to. So let's start off with the Rockrider ST50. This model is a little bit older, and as you can see I've already done some riding on this, so it's all covered in mud. So deal with that. As you can see, this one is red and it is a front suspension mountain bike and it costs just under $400, $399. So as you can see, this it does cost money, so we should expect it to be really good. It has 21 gears, 3 on this side and 7 on this side. Well, actually it's not really 3 on this side. You can see it's 1 click, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's the last one. So it's actually 7 clicks. So it doesn't really make sense over here. So on this one, the wheels are exactly 26 inches, and on this one, they are 27.5. But that doesn't really matter because you can, whenever you buy online, you can just pick what wheel size you want. Both of these bikes have a sturdy aluminum frame, and as you can see, the paint on this one is matte, so it's not glossy, which I really like, is a detail that many people would like as well. It's a very, not very shiny, smooth paint. And on that one is also an aluminum frame, and it has a bright green paint, and I decided to choose that one, so there's just a little bit of difference. And the paint on that one is not matte, which is a significant difference, I think. Maybe whenever you buy it, you might find one that's matte, but I'm pretty sure that you can only buy gloss paint for this one. Now let's get into the seat, or the saddle, whatever you call it, on both of these bikes. Now this is something that many people find important. The seat is very uncomfortable. Now you might say, well, on a mountain bike, the seat is not supposed to be comfortable because you're basically supposed to be standing. Now hold up on those comments that you're obviously gonna spam down in the comments section, but I do find this as a very important feature. This seat is rock solid, like you're sitting on a plank of wood. Basically, it doesn't really have any cushioning, and the only way you can move this seat is up and down and like this. You cannot change the angle. So your butt is obviously going to turn into a rock after sitting on this for quite a while. Now let's get into the tires. They do always come with this default tire traction type of tread, and it is very good, so it is very grippy. As you can see, it has these knobs that are sticking out right here on both sides, so that is a very good tire type. And let's get into the brakes now. When we first got it and unpackaged it, the front and the back brakes needed some adjusting, especially the rear brakes. They were absolutely so noisy. You just tapped on the brake just a tiny bit and you would hear this immensely unbearable elephant noise that just so loud, just unacceptable. So obviously when you buy a bike online like that, you need to check everything. You need to adjust the settings on these brakes, tighten everything, make sure that they're straight. Now let's get into the front suspension. As you can see, it has front suspension, but that's okay because this is only $400. And it is a pretty good suspension. If I put all my weight, which is 80 pounds, on this suspension fork here, you can see it sags down just about an inch. And I'm seeing that because of the oil I put on here. I see the line. It went down just about an inch with all of my weight here. And if I try to bottom out this suspension, I can, because it will never in your life go up to here, even though it says there's 80 80 millimeters of travel in this fork, but that's 8 centimeters, so that's basically, they're talking about this entire metal bar right here. It will never in your life go up to here. The most I've gotten is about halfway, so 40 millimeters when I've went on a curb, off of a curb like this at really high speeds. And having a suspension fork like this is obviously really good. It absorbs bumps. If you didn't have suspension and you went on some gravel, for example, it would just you would shake your head off, you would shake your arms off. But with this, it's quite smooth. And if I go off of a curb, you can see it moved about 2 inches down, just about right here, almost halfway. And that was when I was standing up and basically in this position with all my weight on it. If you were sitting, obviously it wouldn't be that much. So I just went out there and switched to the highest gear, and I basically switched at this kind of speed. And what happened was the chain on this sprocket right here, it went off of the gear, and it just is sitting on the rim right here, and it's just sliding. And that, I was not expecting that to happen. I just wanted to show you how it rides, but now I have to put this back on. And for $400, this is a new bicycle. I'm not sure that's really supposed to happen, but of course maybe I just switched the gears a little too quickly. But it comes on really fast because you can obviously just move this right here to untighten it. So I'm on the highest gear right now, 3.7, and it is pedaling quite slow, but this can reach a really high speed if I give it all my force. And the rear brakes do a good job of quickly setting back down to 0 miles per hour. And as you can see on the front wheel, it has a smart lock, or whatever you call that. Basically, it makes it extremely easy to take off the wheel. You just pull this, and you take it off. There you go. You need to turn this first. And that really helps if you have a small car, so you can just take off the wheel and put it in your trunk. What is that? And the pedals are made of plastic, but they are very grippy, so I've never slid off of this unless I was wearing Crocs like I am now. And this bike has no kickstand. And just like I said with the seat, you're gonna go comment and say and complain that mountain bikes aren't supposed to have kickstands, but I say that they should, because I wanna put my bike down and I wanna do the thumbnail. I want to take a picture of me standing right here with this bike standing like that. It just stood like that for 2 seconds. And of course it won't do it again. But I'm obviously not going to do that for the thumbnail. It should have a kickstand so that I can put it on the ground, but now I have to do that, which is the reason I did that for the bikes when they were standing over there. And this is a big bike, and these pedals are always going to get scratched because they're plastic if you put it on the asphalt or any hard surface. And now we move on to the ST100. Now this bike costs almost $100 more than that bike did. So we expect it to be 0.25 more quality than that one. Now let me show you. Что это такое? Я тут про велики дорогие говорю, а тут на Now this is the ST100. And I don't be fooled because I just chose this bright color, so that doesn't mean that it's a lot better quality. It is very similar to that one. Now there are a few differences. Let me just start with the simplest. The brake levers right here are made of plastic, but the inside is metal, of course. It's just coated with plastic, which is a good feature. It's sort of a quality of riding feature because I don't want to touch hot or cold metal, and now this is really soft when it's plastic. The handlebars are basically the same. The seat is the same, just as hard as that one was. So the tires are the same, but the wheel size isn't. These are 27-inch. These are 27.5 actually. Those were 26, and these are 27.5. So it's just, I feel like they're just riding on those lazy scooter things harassing me. I think they just want to be on the video. Like I'm here filming about mountain bikes and they're just here on some cartoon scooter things. Makes me really depressed, actually. Another thing that they changed to plastic was the cranks, and this thing in the middle right here, this it does have a coat of soft plastic or kind of hard rubber, but the inside is obviously metal, probably steel. And that's also really good, so it's just better. Now this thing around the sprocket here, it is, I think that's plastic, but it might be a coat of plastic. Yeah, this is plastic right here, so there is a chance that it might break, although it is very sturdy. Each of these bikes comes with this metal thing to protect the gears, which is really good, that you can just pop right on. Now, something that I didn't like about this bike, the front brakes, I had to really adjust them. They were kind of like this, and this brake pad was always kind of rubbing against this rim, and that made it really unbearable. When I was riding through some wet grass, it would just make that insanely loud noise, so I had to adjust them so that they wouldn't ever touch the rim. Now this suspension is almost the same, I think. However, it has this sticker right here. It says 80 millimeters max travel. Now that may be the max travel, but you need to be 300 pounds for it to do that, obviously. Now, something that I really don't like about this bike. When we first opened it, look what happens when the suspension goes down. You hear that? There's a squeak coming from the right fork right here. And it's something inside because I did grease these already and it made nothing. So it's something with inside. And it is all greased on the inside, so I don't know what's going on. Both of these are a coil suspension, so there is spring and some compressed air or something. None of these suspension forks are adjustable, so they are like this. You can never change them. You might think, well, you can just turn these things right here. No, they don't. They do nothing. They're just caps that pop right on. However, when we bought it, in the description it said that they were adjustable, and there was a cap right here that you could turn, but on these it doesn't have that sort of cap. So you can't adjust these unless you manage to take those bolts off and take the fork off and do some modding inside. But I already tried taking these bolts off, and guess what? The Allen key bended. It bended. Steel bended trying to get these bolts off. That was just, they're insanely tightened, so you're never going to get them off with a powerful drill or an Allen key or a super long Allen key with extra leverage. It's not gonna happen. So let me try riding on this. As you can see, whenever I'm standing up, and I try to accelerate, I do this motion right here with my arms. So when I accelerate, it always makes that sound with the shocks. And the ST50 also has 21 gears, just like that one. So 7 on this side and 7 on this side. And I think the resistance on this one is just about the same. So if there's something that I didn't say that you want to know about these bikes, feel free to just comment down below in the comment section, and I'll answer all of your questions as soon as possible. And of course, this one doesn't have a kickstand either, so I'll have to go with the gravity-defying physics thing that I showed you earlier. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, feel free to comment if you have any other questions. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you like my content. I will do more bike-related videos in the future. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video so more people can see it too. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.